Hey folks, it's Lauren from Snowy's here with the Low Alpine Women's AirZone Trail Duo 30 litre backpack.
Hit it.
It's hydration compatible up to a 3 litre bladder. We've got an included rain cover, loads of storage pockets, ideal for hiking, biking, or even just daily use. Hold up fam, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any awesome content on the Snowy's channel. Let's get into it. So being a 30 litre pack, it is quite big in terms of how day packs go. It measures about 53 centimetres sitting on the table here tall, by around about 30 centimetres wide, by about 25 centimetres deep in this pack compartment here. It's made from quite a heavy duty polyester with some mesh panels on the side here, and all of our little buckles and fixings and things like that are made from PFC free plastic. So in terms of the features, we'll start off with the harness, and I'll pop it on for you so you can sort of get a good idea of fit. Now, firstly, looking at the waist belt, a really common question that we get is what's the maximum length and things like that. Well, I'll show you adjusting this out to the largest possible extension. We've got loads and loads of room, so it's going to fit a good range of sizes. And we've also got these easy pull tabs on the side here, which means that once that's clipped up, we can easily tighten it or adjust it to exactly how we want it to go. From here, we've also got easy access to the side pockets for any bits and pieces and storage that we might need, which I'll show you a bit more later on. Now we've got easy adjustable harness straps here as well, and that's both for like loosening off if you're wanting to take your bag off easy when you're having a rest stop, or tightening them up again. And we've got this sliding chest strap here which slides up and down. It's easily adjustable along this track, and that can connect to the other side like so. And included on the chest strap is that tiny little safety whistle there, which actually puts out a fair bit of noise. Now up on this shoulder, you might have noticed as well, we've got an elastic loop, which is also the same on this side. That is part of the hydration compatibility system. So looking at the actual harness itself, this is a women's specific bag. So we're gonna have quite a lot of padding around the hips, especially in that lower back area and through the actual harness itself. And it's also gonna have a slightly shorter body than you'll find on unisex packs. And also what we've got here, as you can see, is the straps they're sort of narrower at the back here, but then they're spreading out wide to account for women's chests. So that's a nice ergonomical fit for the woman's body there. We've also got what Low Alpine call an AirZone, and this is a really good functional thing to have in a harness system for day packs, especially in wet weather when you're wearing Gore-Tex or rain gear. Gives you loads of ventilation. It helps to keep you cool, helps to stop you sweating, and in your rain gear, that ventilation will also help that waterproof clothing to optimally perform. So to the side pockets, I've got this one zipped open here. So they're partially polyester, but we've also got this stretchy mesh panel on the front. So I'm going to sort of slide my fist in there. You can see there's quite a reasonable amount of space and room in there, but a really common question what I know we're going to get is, will it fit your phone? So I've got a Pixel 7 Pro. It's a little bit grubby there, so don't judge me for that one, but we're going to slide it in that pocket. And it's a little bit tight at the front here where it narrows out, but I can fully zip that up and have my phone sitting in that pocket with loads of space to spare if I wanted to fill it up with snacks or other bits and pieces in there too. So we've also got on the side a couple of cinch straps. So if your bag is packed to the hilt, you can obviously loosen this out, but if you've not got a huge amount of stuff in there, you can pull it nice and tight and cinch the load that you have in your pack up and keep it well secured. The mesh panel pockets on the side are also quite large. So I've got I'll just release this one off a little bit here for you. I've got a 1 litre Nalgene bottle as a demonstration just to show you how that one slides in. And so obviously that fits snug. There's still heaps of room, and we've sort of padded this bag out to be quite full. So it's stretching well and having loads of space even with the bag being full. So another feature that we've got on the front corner here is what Low Alpine have for your trekking poles or your hiking pole. So this is that anchor system here. I've got a folded up set of trekking poles here to show you. Now, in correspondence to that, or corresponding with that anchoring loop up the top there, we have a couple of these tabs down the bottom. Now, what you are wanting to do is set your trekking pole tip into that tab, and that holds it in place, like that's not going anywhere in a hurry. And then we can loop up the other end like so and hook that around, which anchors those trekking poles in place. Now you also notice there's a slight little cut on this plastic toggle, I guess you'd call it. That allows you to tighten the elastic and then slide it through and lock it off. So even though it's stretchy elastic, if you're bouncing around or you're trekking along a rough track, that's not going to come loose at all. So that's obviously got loads of stretch and space in it for 2 sets of poles with your accommodating second little anchor point down there. So along the front here, we've got up the top our nice big mesh pocket, which clips in up here. Now this little buckle and clip is very handily recessed underneath a strong polyester fabric flap. This is for a couple of reasons. One, if you're chucking your bag down on the ground, or you're on a rough track where you've got bushes or branches or things, or you're doing a bit of a bush bash, whatever, that buckle's kept nice and safe up under that flap and it's not at risk of getting damaged or broken. So this front mesh panel here is quite stretchy and large. It extends actually down to this fabric stitching here. It's not just in this mesh panel section. So ideally, this is great for things like wet weather gear that you don't want to necessarily put back in your pack. So as an example, I've grabbed this is one of the largest sizes that we've got, which might even be a XXL women's rain jacket. So it's quite a large jacket, and that will still stuff in and fit into the backpack without too much trouble at all. Again, the backpack is already sort of stuffed out and full, so that mesh pocket stretches a fair way and can stow a reasonable amount of gear in it. And down the bottom here, we've got a couple of zips which run along the base of the bag that give you access to a lower compartment, which there is a divider on the inside, but I'll show you that in a bit. Now moving over to the other side, we've also just got the double compression straps, as I showed you, which are identical, and again our big mesh pocket. So whether or not you're putting something light in there or quite large, you can adjust that compression strap. So up the top of the pack, we've got this, I don't know if it's padded per se, but it's very thick and soft webbing, but it's very heavy duty. And I don't know about you, but this is the part of backpacks that, well, I find often break or go first. And I don't think that's going to happen with this one. It's very, very strong and very well sewn in there. So obviously H2O stands for water. This is going to be our outlet from the hydration compartment on the inside for your bladder hose. And obviously I showed you before, we've got that elastic strap on each side of the shoulder straps here, or elastic loop. So whichever way you want to feed your hydration tube for your personal preference, there's ability for you to do that. There's also a zippered compartment at the top here, which has got I'll just pull it out so you can sort of gauge the overall size of that pocket. But it's actually quite a large pocket there, with a little loop that you've got for keys and things like that. And you can also pop your purse or a couple of small little wallet or something, or even your phone can sit in the top if you just want something that's quick and easy access here. So I've removed all of the padding from the bag now, and I'm going to fully open it up so we can get a better idea of what's going on inside there. So we've got a couple of information here that Lowe Alpine have given for safety and help signals and things like that. Now we've got this big large flap or pocket on the inside. This is the one that's the inside of what I just showed you previously through this external zip there. But we've also, if I can just flip this over so you can see better, we've also got this zip across the top, which allows you to have quick access or top access to things from the inside as well. So we've got our hydration compartment system, or our hydration compartment here, which is a bladder. Now that's quite a large pocket of space. It obviously, as you can see, is the full length and width of the bag here. So it is compatible for a 3-litre bladder. And we've also got this little Velcro loop, which allows you to thread or hook into the top of the bladder and keep that upright so it's not falling in or crumpling in on itself as you're reducing the amount of water that's in it. Now, I mentioned before this access through the bottom of the bag. We've got a pocket here, and not a pocket, sorry, a divider. So you can either tuck that divider away and have access to the full 30 litres as a singular compartment, or what we can do, and it might be better to show you from the base here actually, is we can pull this flap down. And we've got a couple of little toggles on the side here, and they can just toggle into these webbing loops like so. And they will go on both of the corners. And that allows you to have some sort of separation or 2 separate compartments in your bag, depending on the sort of hiking or the type of trip that you want to do. So realistically, being a 30-litre pack, you could, and a larger 30-litre pack at that rate, you could probably even get away, if you're an ultralight hiker, you could probably get away with an overnight trip in something like this. And having those separate compartments can be really handy. Now, the last thing that I haven't got around to showing you yet is underneath the bottom of the bag here. You can see very clearly labelled by Lowe Alpine, the rain cover. So that's just in this zippered compartment, and it's also Velcroed on. So you can have it attached or you can loosen it up in case you need to dry it out and give it a wash. But that has got, it's like a nice sort of 3D shape. Now it doesn't have, it's got like an elastic sort of thread in there, but it isn't like stitched in any place. So it's easily movable. You can bunch it up or adjust the tension of the pocket as needed. And as you can see, we've also got those toggles here. So if you were to pop your rain cover over the pack like so, we can then, on the underside, which you might have noticed earlier in the video, you can see a couple of webbing loops there, and the little toggles for the rain cover just slide in place like so. And so that way your rain cover is not going to be knocked off or pushed off at all throughout, you know, your little hiking trip or your day trip. So we've also got this adjustable toggle and elastic here, which ultimately allows you to fine tune or tension how snugly that rain cover is fitting over your harness and your pack, which obviously you're going to want to be able to adjust depending on how full your bag is. So that is about it for the Lowe Alpine Women's Air Zone Duo 30-litre backpack. You can get it at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day.